Alright, hello and welcome everyone. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but welcome to the first stream in a while. I am joined today by one of my testers. Goes by the name of Blue Kuma. You may know him, you know. We're going to be going.
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah, there he is. There you go. Anyways, hey everybody. We're gonna be sorry, switch through the scenes. I'm gonna be showcasing the X-Men vs Street Fighter update. Relatively, it's a big update, but it's not a big update at the same time. Who am I kidding? It's a big update, right? Pretty big update. Yeah. I don't know why the X-Men vs Street Fighter trailer ain't had no sound. It was weird. But we here. And I ain't want to spend all day fiddling around with sounding for a trailer that y'all already seen, but hey, we moving. Now let me see.
Hopefully you guys are excited to see what's going on in the latest patch of the game. And probably some Magneto and Bison gameplay as well.
Yeah, Magneto and Bison have been in the testing phases for quite a while. But no trailer because I've been busy. Admittedly, I've been kind of demotivated because I got a job. So I've been working and I've been tired and putting all my energy into, you know, working. But I've been working on MVCX for like the past 6-7 months since I had no job. But now that I actually have a job for now, I have been a little demotivated, but that wasn't no excuse to leave y'all hanging. You know what I mean? So we here now, and we're gonna showcase how fire this update is because I put a lot of time into this update, man. Let's get into it. Right off the rip, we're gonna be quiet, and I want you to tell us what's the first thing you hear. So along with this update, I don't know, and this is something that probably a lot of folks do not have in their possession. There's a new UI or a new screen pack for the game that came out a long time ago. That not everybody put into their version of the game, but this next update will mandate the screen pack. So that's pretty cool, and the music is also different. The music has been changed to accommodate for the fact that this is the X-Men vs Street Fighter update. And if we go to character select, it's X-Men vs Street Fighter character selecting. So let me pull up these. Alright, now I want everybody to come to a vote in the chat right now. What do you want to see first? Do you want to see balance changes first, or do you want to see Magneto and Bison first? Let me share my screen with Blue. Mag and Bison. Also, what's up, my boy? What's up, Freeman? Hope all is well. One second, I gotta adjust the stream again.
So we got 2 balance changes so far. Want to look into those patch notes.
I apologize in advance. Came a little ill prepared for this, but we moving. We'll get it. Give me 1 second. Crop right. That's all well and good. Transform. Having to do this all on stream. It's funny to me. Wait, no. Streaming is hard work. Okay, Bison, Mag Bison, balance. It's even right now. I'm gonna need some more votes. That's like 6 votes. I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. I'm gonna need a little bit more.
Jamar broke the tie, I think.
No, because it was... Okay, Bison.
Oh yeah, it is tied.
Yeah, it's pretty much tied.
Oh, we got 4, so I guess they want the Magneto and Bison first.
No, because it was Freeman again. Freeman said it again. We just need...
Well, we gotta at least get one more new viewer to comment.
One more viewer to break the tie.
Yeah, they call you lying.
You're not slick, Freeman.
There we go.
Bison.
Well,
he said that already. He said it already. You know what? We'll just Hey, dude, bros, got it. Okay, so we're going to show off Magneto and Lord Bison today. Well, obviously today, but we're going to show them off first, along with the balance changes. So, finally got that all settled. Wait. Good enough for me. All right. That's looking decent. All right. So Magneto and Lord Bison. We'll showcase them on a team. And let me better prepare myself and prepare a move list, so that way I'm not struggling to remember everything that they have. New Capcom All Stars video as well. Oh. Give it a second. There it is. Alright. Close that out. Close this out. Hopefully the stream doesn't fucking crash because I closed out Chrome. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's good on my end. Yeah, get hyped up for Magneto and Bison because they got a lot of sauce. I'm telling y'all right now.
Yes, they have a lot of shit, to put it bluntly. All right, we're gonna start with Magnus first, coming off of the hype that is X-Men '97, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. So Magneto is essentially traditional in the sense that he's a high mobility character that could be played in a couple different ways. He has tools for a little bit of zoning and tools for rushdown. So is Magneto as you know him. So just functions, exactly. Just functions. So he has a command normal called Magnetic Break. It is down in HP in the air. It's his old Marvel 2 jump HP, I believe.
Yes, it is.
His regular jump HP is pretty much his Marvel 3 jump HP. So
So a lot of things you're going to see with Magneto is going to be pretty similar to high-level Magneto players and what they do for their BMBs in this game plan.
Yes, he has 8-way air dash, which is Magneto tradition. He has flights. He can, you know, plank dash, but not plank dash. Just cancel dashes rapidly while in flight. So let's go over his specials. First special is obviously EM Disruptor. Light version hits once, medium version hits twice, heavy version hits 3 times. Gorgeous choice of stage. Appreciate it. It's a great stage. Wonderful stage. Applaud to all those who worked on it. And by those, I believe it was you, AVP boy. I believe it was you. EM Disruptor is air okay. Heavy version allows for combos in the corner, which is very nice. Next we have Hypergrav. Distance travel depends on the strength. Heavy version goes the farthest. Goes full screen actually, but it has the most startup. Another thing to add is that EM Disruptor adds Undizzy. Let me see if I could properly demonstrate it.
I believe it's in the corner only.
Matter OG is the GOAT in this matter. If you guys want to take any of my stages, you can use them. If you need them revamped / updated, you can let me know in Discord. Of course, man. Absolutely. I will definitely be reaching out to you for more stages. Missed some of the stream, but thank God. Hey, man, we're pretty much just now starting, if you want to be technical. So, you didn't really miss much. Next, we have Force Field. Pretty much ripped straight from all the superheroes. It gives him projectile invulnerability, except for beams. Any strong projectile, he loses to. With fireballs, just they get absolutely obliterated by it. Potential chain infinites. Light and medium version are the same, and the heavy version is a counter. So that's very nice. Next we have Will of Magnetism. Magneto summons 2 pieces of shrapnel, or summons pieces of shrapnel, and with it, there is a timer in which they stay active until they attack the opponent in their last position. Heavy version summons up to 4, but it has increased startup. So it's useful in combos because it does unskilled damage, so it helps Magneto's damage be higher. Next we have Magnetic Blast. Pretty much good for zoning. Heavy version those 2. And that's...
The blue is also very good in combos as well.
Yes, Magnetic Blast is also one of Magneto's important tools because it helps him extend his combos mid-screen. See if I can.
Another thing too, like he's doing it with the magnetism move. If you have a good partner that'll be able to have a long move and you add this switch, and it's also very good for a lot of pressure.
Exactly. It's going to be really, I expect it to be really good for like setting up pressure, setting up, you know, running away, active switch during it. Like I think it'll be a really good tool for Magneto all around because it allows him to play multiple roles on the team. Even though more often than not, you're probably going to be playing Magneto on point because he does have low health. He has about 950 points of health, if I'm correct. Yeah, 900 health. So next we have his supers. Magnetic Shockwave. Does good damage mid-screen. Really good for ending your combos mid-screen early if you want to prevent the opponent from counter switching. And then we have Magnetic Tempest. Most damaging super consistently in the corner. So something like that. Hello, greetings from Argentina. We got fans in Argentina. You love to see it. Was the AI improved in arcade mode? Because it's very easy to win with it. Win it. AI is not exactly a priority right now, but at some point AI will be tackled to make it a more enjoyable experience to play as a casual game. So AI is not tackled just yet, but it will be at some point. That much I can promise. Anyways, we have a level 3. One of the most damaging level 3s in the game. So it'd be really good if you can end your combos with it. Magneto gets about 60-70% combos with it on a good day. So that is Magneto. His assist is, oh, that's funny. His assist is EM Disruptor. And his alpha counter, yes, alpha counter, he has crossover counter. Crossover counter, I believe, is EM Disruptor. Alpha, he might have the best alpha counter in the game because it assists regular counter. Are we scrapping tonight? Not to, well, maybe after the stream. I'm not too sure how long it'll be, but we'll definitely be down to scrap tonight, you know, later tonight. Probably won't be on stream though, because you know my internet is kind of boo-boo butt cheeks, so that would not be able to work.
I say before we get into Bison, I also want to describe the weaknesses of the character.
Oh, absolutely. You can handle that one.
The weaknesses of the character is lack of defensive options, low health. Those are his main two weaknesses, in my opinion, and the lack of an overhead outside of his tri-jumps. So if you're good at reading jump-ins and tri-jumping, you can easily anti-air him in many ways. And with his low health in mind, like we said before, he can get obliterated pretty easily, just like Akuma, for example.
I can definitely agree with that.
Outside of those things, if the opponent doesn't know much about tri-jumps and tri-jump mix-ups and set play, you're going to be in a pretty good run with Magneto overall. He kind of just has everything from Marvel 2 and Marvel 3 combined, and also with new tools, just as the new magnetism move.
Yep. And another weakness, which really isn't a weakness on the character, but it's the fact that Magneto, as like per tradition, has a pretty high execution barrier. So he's definitely going to be one of the harder characters to play in the game, just based off execution of his moves in neutral and hit confirms and whatnot. But that's Magneto. If you're playing Magneto for an easy experience, you're just not signing up to play Magneto. So that is Magneto in a nutshell. By a nutshell, I mean a long-winded explanation of pretty much what all his moves do. So, Bison, just announced for Street Fighter 6. One of the sickest gameplay trailers, and he's been in MVCX for a while, but he's gonna be available for public release. So I took the alpha sprites for Bison because I love the cape. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for the cape. That's just me.
You gotta have the cape.
You gotta have the cape. That is pretty much like you have to. Can't wait for Darkstalkers. We need better Shinko. And we need Morgan, Jetta, Demitri, Lilith, BB Hud, Pyron, and Felicia. That's a
Man wants the whole Darkstalkers roster.
now that's pretty much the whole roster right there. That's an interesting list. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. That's an interesting list right there. So Bison has 1k health. The way I would describe M. Bison in his playstyle is that he's an explosive character, if that makes any sense. He has really good tools to pretty much close the gap and get in. Like with Cycle Crusher and his teleports and whatnot, and his high durability cycle shot. He's gonna be all about just like non-stop assault. But we'll get to that in a second. So normals: light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick, slide, launcher, air HP. Those are his normals. Next, there's a lot more. It's an interesting list. It's definitely yeah, I know, a better Shinko. Shinko is garbage on Marvel 3. I already know. You ain't gotta tell me. So almost said Magneto. M. Bison has tri-jumps. He has a tri-dash. His tri-dash is noticeably slow in comparison to, like, you know, Magneto's, but it's still like the fact that you have a tri-dash that's still really good. Next we have flight. He has flight as well. His flight speed is also a bit slow, at least in comparison to other characters we've seen like Sentinel and even Magneto. But he has solid mobility, to say the least. Next, we're going to get to his special. So we have Cycle Shot. Cycle Shot is core circle forward with punch. Light version forces a pop-up. If they're high enough in a combo, they can it can be followed up after. Medium version causes a wall bounce.
This gives Bison an easy extender.
What was that?
I just said it just gives Bison an easier extender.
Yes. He has tools that are really good for like easy combos, but also super optimal combos that can push his damage a little higher. And heavy cycle shot or cycle blast is a slow moving, high durability projectile. It's one of the toughest projectiles in the game. It's very, very difficult to get rid of. Not even a fireball can stop it. Beams are the only thing that could remotely destroy it. Will X and Zero be added? X is already in the game. He's already in the game.
And also Demitri from the comment earlier.
Next, we have Scissor Kicks. Scissor Kicks is done with half circle forward with kick. Distance depends on the strength of the button, and if you press heavy kick after the after a scissor kick, he does what did I call it? At first I had it labeled as stepping on the beach, but I changed it to something else. Knee press combination. He has knee press combination if you press heavy kick after any scissor kick.
Gives him a lot of time to follow up afterwards.
A lot of time. Next, we have.
Oh, before you go into that, do you go into flight mode and keep using scissor kicks in the air? I don't know if that still works.
It still works, bro. So.
This is the one thing that makes his mobility really good and dangerous.
Oh, brother.
I had to convince him to keep it.
I don't know if that's a good idea. But we have to see. I don't know if that's a good idea. Next we have head press. The stomp. So there's different follow-ups he can do after it. So if you press punch, he does, I believe, Devil's Reverse. If you press kick, he does double knee warp. So he does, this is a new move where he does a teleport into an air scissor kick. Pretty much okay for closing the gap. We'll have to see what the applications are when the players get their hands on it. Next, the follow-ups on hit after the stomp is somersault skull diver and psycho head press. So press punch after head press. He does his somersault skull diver, which causes a wall bounce.
Another good way of optimizing as much damage as possible as well.
Indeed. He also has Psycho Head Press, which is on hit. He does the teleport and does the stomp. The stomp itself hits overhead, so you can do stuff like that. Go for unblockable setups or hard to blockables, but it's probably unblockable too. His assist is Psycho Blast, the heavy Psycho Blast, which is going to be one of the strongest assists in the game, I believe. And obviously we can't forget about Psycho Crusher. Psycho Crusher is a charge, as it should be. Light version causes a regular knockdown, a regular hard knockdown. Medium and heavy versions causes a dizzy knockdown. And finally, we have Psycho Warp, which is his teleport. Bison has the fastest teleport in the game right now, because I think he might. No, Dante has a teleport. He has the fastest teleport in the game, besides Dante, I believe. Light version warps in front of them, or warps them forward. Medium version warps them backwards. And the heavy version warps them up and forward. In the air, same situation, except it warps them directly to the ground. Heavy version warps them up and forward above them. So he's going to have really good mobility. It's going to be very hard to pin him down. And it's gonna make it very good for him to open you up. So, what else we got? We have supers. We're moving on to supers. So, hyper Psycho Crusher. Scores forward with 2 punches. It is air okay. And we have, what is Psycho Inferno?
Y'all will recognize this move from a different game.
Yes, this is based off of M. Bison Psycho Inferno from Capcom Universe. Quick question. This is Mugen 1.1? Yes, it is. This is Mugen 1.1. This is not Mugen 1.0. It's Mugen 1.1. So I could try to make the most out of the engine. What's up, Swagger?
What's good, Swagger?
Hope all is well. And finally, we have his level 3, Psycho Nightmare. It might not look like it does a lot of damage, but that's because the damage is unscaled. So if you throw that super at the end of a combo, you're going to be doing really good damage. Just an example. Let's see if I can do it.
The close level 3s in my opinion.
It is a very sick level 3. Incredibly sick level 3. So, Bison's alpha counter, I believe, is scissor kicks. Yes, it is scissor kicks. And that's pretty much Bison in a nutshell. What are your thoughts on where he will stand gameplay wise, Blue Kuma? You can talk about his strengths and weaknesses. Where do you think he'll stand?
So I say, in my opinion, Bison is pretty similar to Magneto in a lot of ways when it comes to his speed and how he uses his flights and his mix-ups. I think they're very similar in both ways, and I think they actually work with each other a lot. And in my opinion, when it comes to Bison, he does have a lot of potential with, for example, when he showed you the flight scissor kicks mobility. Like that just has so much potential to mix a lot of people up and respect him in the air. If you're gonna try to challenge him in the air, I think you have a high chance of losing him to him, just because of that. Even Magneto, I don't think he can handle well against Bison's air utility. And I'd say his weaknesses is also basically the same as Magneto, as well. Lack of defense is the main weakness of his. And I also think due to him being overall slower than Magneto, he's going to have a little bit of a harder time approaching if you don't know how to use his teleports right. But that's more so just like a user error than the character itself. But outside of that, I think he's going to be in a pretty similar placement wherever Magneto would be in.
Both move lists are incredibly good. Thank you. Can't take credit for all of it at all. All I did was really refine it and maybe add some new things. Base characters are done by Kenshiro. He was doing God's work when he was putting these characters together. And really, I just refined them and made them fit in the game. So, big ups to Kenshiro for allowing me to use his characters. Very, very cool dude. now we're going to be getting to balance changes. Yeah, one of the biggest things to come out is this update. It's like the entire balance changes. Yeah, can share was your one of your yeah he worked on Capcom All Stars. A lot of his stuff is there. Sorry, just getting the spreadsheet open.
It has a lot of influence from Capcom All Stars.
Matter of fact, let me close. I'm gonna open it up on my phone, so I don't want to slow the stream down or anything like that. Where are my spreadsheets? There you are. Frame data, character adjustments. All right. I'm also going to read off system changes. So, first few characters are Akuma, Batsu, Beast, and Black Panther. So, let's open up Akuma. Who else? Batsu, Beast, and Black Panther. Where is, here it is, patch notes.
You will soon this know. Is most unwise. Let's go.
All right, so in terms of system mechanics, small changes, but also big changes. So, advancing guard duration decreased universally to 12 frames. So push block does not last nearly as long as it did before, but the distance has been increased, and the purpose behind this change was to make defense a little bit more consistent, right? So pretty much how it is like it's universally 12 frames across all versions. Beforehand, push block was like, you know, the ground version was 16 frames or something like that. Air version was like 21 or 17, and crouch version was 21. Just a few examples. Now it's universally 12 frames. So you gotta think about where and how you push block. So that's one of the changes. Soft knockdown has been added. So pretty much the old versus style knockdown, where if moves had a lot of hit stun and the opponent hit the ground, they would go into like a bounce state. Let me see if I could describe or demonstrate. Like this. This is what the soft knockdown is. This has been added to the game. So it'll be a bit easier to discern whether a combo is real or not. Is Strider in the game? Not yet. Strider is not in the game yet. And damage scaling on throws has been increased. I don't remember if I put this in the last update. It's been a while. So throw combos obviously do less damage. Pretty sure this was in the last update, but I really don't fucking remember. I'm gonna be real. Akuma So Akuma got some stuff. Couple changes. So what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna go over every change, like, oh, startup frames of stand HP is this. I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over the more substantial changes. So for example, his dive kick no longer hits overhead. But then again, I don't remember if it hit overhead in the last update. I actually don't remember, but
It used to.
yeah, it used to. Okay, then yeah, it doesn't hit overhead anymore. The damage scaling on his grab has been increased. So if you land the grab, you do less damage. Not nearly as bad as a throw, but you know.
To level the playing field.
You know. So grounded Tatsu. All versions of his Tatsu no longer causes a hard knockdown. You've seen this a bit earlier. So heavy Tatsu and medium Tatsu, like all versions of Tatsu no longer cause a hard knockdown. Medium Tatsu now adds to Undizzy. It didn't add to Undizzy before. It was weird. So the hit stop on Demon Flip Tatsu has been increased or adjusted, so that way the likelihood of the opponent falling out is a little bit less, so that will probably help. Next, we got a new move. Akuma has a new move, and it's Adamant Flame. Now, you may have seen this before, but it is based off of Street Fighter 6. Light version hits twice, medium version hits 2 times, heavy version hits 3 times. Based off of Street Fighter 6. And is cancelable into Demon Flip. Yep, still happens, but you know.
No one told him I was. Is there a way to get this Mugen mod onto an arcade 1-up or a burnable disc for PS2/Xbox 360? I am not quite sure about that. I mean, I did see something about Mugen being on Xbox years ago, but I'm not sure if it works with Mugen 1.1. So that one I'm not too sure of.
It'll be cool though.
That would be pretty fire, but I think personally you would have to set up the controls properly and make sure that that works with the 360 first.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty sure it was only for 1.1. Okay.
So
I think it was like Wind Mugen when they did that.
yeah, I think it was Wind Mugen. I don't think it was Mugen 1.1. Damage decreased on DP Super. And Fireball Super got buffed. So it increased his turn. So even during juggles. Let's see if I can. But yeah. He went flying, Jesus. Level 3 has been adjusted. His level 3 has been adjusted. So upon landing it and on recovery,
Bloody death awaits you.
Akuma now faces the opponent when he didn't face him before. This is important because he was actually able to act on the way down after level 3.
Bloody death awaits you.
So now it sets up for proper demon flip mix. Also another discovery I kind of figured out.
Bloody death awaits you.
He can combo after his level 3 for some reason. This was not planned, I promise.
Look at that.
Another big change is that Raging Demon or Shun Goku Satsu, the damage has been decreased. But I mean, and it's only it's only available at around 30% life. See if I can. It's only available at 30% life. But see if I can do this. Rage of Demon is now comboable on grounded opponents. So less life. So it does less damage, quote unquote. And it's only available at 30% health, but does is able to be comboed into on grounded opponents. Alright, next. Wait, before we move on, what do you think about these changes, Blue?
Oh boy. Oh boy. So we did have a controversial moment about Heavy Tatsu at the time, where it was much harder to combo after. I think that was one of the mega nerfs he has gotten. I'm not sure if he covered that actually, but I say outside of that, I feel like Akuma's a lot more balanced out against the rest of the roster, or compared to the rest of the roster, because he was dominantly top tier in the previous versions of the game. As well as like other players' opinions, they thought about the exact same thing when Akuma was undoubtedly like top 2, even the best character in the game. But with these new changes, I do think that it kind of like balances out all the nerfs that he's gotten. So we'll just see how he plays during the meta of the new season, and I'll test out a few things as well as see what I can cook up with the new tools. And that's really all I gotta say about Akuma for now.
All right. Another change that I also forgot to mention is that his I don't remember if I did this. No, I think I did. But all versions of his air Tatsu are faster. I think they're about like 7 frames startup now. They weren't 7 frames before. Next, we got Batsu. Batsu got some mostly minor changes. Unless y'all didn't get the. Anyways, Guts Bullet, hit stun decrease, which means the grounded fireball loops are gone, or grounded fireball links. Guts Upper, now it brings the opponent closer on hit, but it's only regular jump cancelable. And it's no longer full invo, it's only projectile invo. So, if it's a projectile on screen, he more than likely will pass through it, but if he gets hit by physical attack, it's pretty much that. Next, we have Dive kick. Dive kick no longer hits overhead, but it has less recovery. So this means he has better miscring or better combos. Batsu also now has access to well, first off, his air dash is much faster. It's more in line with like TVC.
So a lot of you TVC Bison mains out there rejoice, you know.
Exactly. And he has a double jump. So this is pretty much the Batsu changes were made with TVC in mind. Is the dive kick spammable? There's a limit, but yes.
I believe it's the same as TVC where it's up to 3 times.
Yeah, but he has a lot of landing recovery. Can you change Akuma's new move to wall splat? We don't have a wall splat code yet, bro. We don't have that, bro. And honestly, I think it wall bouncing I think is low key, you know, better. All right, next. That's Batsu. Oh wait, Guts Bullet, Super Guts Bullet, damage decreased. Super Guts Upper, damage decrease, recovery time increase of blocks, but it has full invo. It's full invo now. So.
Did you talk about a standing light kick?
Oh yeah, stand light kick now hits low, like TVC. So that is a low. He has a standing low now. He's the only character in the game who has a standing low. Next we have Beast. So Beast mostly got changes to his normals, but he also got changes to some of his specials to make him a bit more viable as like a support character-ish. So Beast DP now has increased velocities on hit and increased recovery. So he no longer has 0 frames recovery, but the velocities have been increased. What this means is that in the event that you land a light DP, you can get a easy hit confirm off of it, if I could properly demonstrate that. You know. 1 second. I'm bad at it, but you can tell. Beast Slash. Increase block stun from -17 to +1. So, this jumping slash move was kind of ass. I'm not going to hold you. This move was kind of ass. I'm going to keep it a bean. So what I did was, now if you, apparently if you cross up, it can cross up. I can't demonstrate it on Batsu. He's too short. Shit. Get out of here, Batsu. So now he's at advantage on hit. He's +1. He's not nearly as unsafe as he was before. So this give him safer pressure. Especially considering how slow it comes out. I think that's a fair trade. Okay, now we have Feral Assault, which is his wall cling. Upon holding forward, he does a wall jump. Obviously, jumps to the other wall. But if you hold forward and press punch, he does a free fall. And during that free fall, Beast can act. So you know, that gives him extended mobility, and it leans perfectly into another change that we're going to talk about. Or another part. Oh yes, this is the part right here. So his Savage Rush, which is the breakdance, is now cancelable into Feral Assault. So this is really good for covering wake up situations to where Beast can now go for mix ups on wake up. And last two changes are to his supers. Beast Unleashing, increased recovery. And Beast Tornado now automatically enters into Feral Assault on the final hit. So, but let's see. Yeah, pretty much enters in the Feral Assault. So that's really all the changes Beast got. Mostly some quality of life changes that I think would probably help him in the long run, because in the last tier list that we made, Beast was sitting very comfortably in C tier, unfortunately. One of the worst characters in the game.
So hopefully those buffs will make him a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. There hasn't been enough testing with him, but hopefully these changes do benefit him rather than hurt him. Next, we have T'Challa. So T'Challa got a gigantic rework on how his specials work. So before he had Vibranium Slash, which was just quarter circle forward. Now he's more like MVCI. He has Rekkas. He has Rekkas now. So quarter circle forward is so his Rekkas are his chain of hunting specials. So quarter circle forward is Quick Claw. Press light quarter circle forward with light punch is Quick Claw. Then you press light punch again, you get Brandishing Claw. Brandishing Claw. And then press light punch 3 times, then you get Vibranium Slash. Vibranium Slash in this instance causes a sliding knockdown. Next we have Vertical Claw, which is kind of like an anti-air of sorts. If you press quarter circle forward with Medium Punch, you press Medium Punch twice, he does Curved Claw, and then you press Medium Punch again, he does Divine Claw. Divine Claw hits overhead, pretty much like Marvel Infinite, causes a ground bounce. And next, also they can be chained into one another in different ways. So he can do light punch, medium punch, light punch again, or he can do medium punch, light punch, medium punch again, or medium light. Curved Claw is also cancelable into Wall Cling. Just as an example of what he can do. And heavy course overall with Heavy Punch is a new move called Boss Fury. It's pretty much a charging attack that beats through normal projectiles and is -7 on block, so it's okay on block. Not perfect, but it's okay.
Pretty sure y'all will recognize that from Yamcha's Wolfang Fist, the X version specifically from Dragon Ball Fighters.
Exactly. This move was specifically based off of Yamcha's Wolfang Fist from Dragon Ball Fighters, heavy version. He also has a new super, or his supers are different. His Hazard Zone super is now a charging special, which you just seen. Hazard Zone, right? Sudden Death got a damage decrease, and Air Interceptor got a damage decrease. So all around, Panther is the same character, but in terms of how he conducts his rushdown and whatnot, he's pretty much a different character. So let's see who we got next.
Blade, Captain America, Captain Commando, and Carnage.
Okay. Blade, and Cap, and we'll just pick Ryu and Cyclops, or Ryu and Leo. Why not? Sure. So Blade's changes are pretty cut and dry. He really didn't get a lot, but pretty much the gist of his changes are his ground specials are now air okay. So Bleeding Edge, air okay. Cutting Ties, air okay. And Daywalker Dual Wield is now air okay. Also, Cutting Ties is not nearly as safe anymore. It's very much unsafe. So if you're gonna use it, it's gotta be a call out.
Stay there. Stay there. You're going down.
It's an example. Yep, that's pretty much all Blade got, aside from some super changes. But those are pretty small. Count America. America. So Jump HP got a hitbox nerf. And a hurt box increase on the first 2 active frames. Stars and Stripes, you know, decrease hit stop on like medium version. Heavy Charging Star, the damage has been decreased on the last hit, because last hit did a lot of damage. And there's also, you also got increased hit stun on the or the velocities have been adjusted on the light version, I believe. Hang on. So he has new combo routes. If I can do it. Why am I bad at video games? I don't know. So Hypercharging Star, damage slightly decreased. No, damage has been normalized. Hypercharging Stripes, damage decreased. Final Justice fixed the bug where he was invulnerable during recovery. That has already been adjusted. Also, all versions of Charging Star have projectile notification, and the frame data has been adjusted on the medium and heavy version. So this is more, the medium and heavy versions are more safe, and there's less pushback. So easier to try to punish them. Also,
I do like how, oh, sorry.
no, you're okay. I was going to say thanks to everybody who's joining. It's about 21 people in here, which is crazy right now. I'm not going to lie. What were you going to say, though?
I was gonna say, with the new Captain America changes, I do understand why Air Heavy Punches had to be nerfed just a little bit. It kind of gave people Revival 1 flashbacks, or at least to me, where that move was just insane. So I completely understand that, and I also like the fact that how he got, you know, life charging star extended. But overall, he's basically exactly the same as the last patch. Just a little more accessibility after life charging star.
Yeah, he's pretty. I didn't want to change Cap up too much. Just give him a little bit more variety in his combos, and just normalize certain aspects about him that were kind of busted. Also, cartwheel input has been changed. Forgot to mention that. It's 2 lights, and info frames have also been toned down. So that's really about it for Cap. Now we gotta go to Captain Commando. Captain Commando and Carnage both got some stuff. Give it a second. There it is. So, light Captain Kick, increase hit velocities. Anyways, Captain Commando didn't really get a lot of changes. So his Captain Strike show, first hit no longer hits overhead. So this move no longer hits overhead, but it's still really good because of the fact that in trade scenarios you still get a sliding knockdown. But it spawns in a little bit closer to Commando, so you don't have to worry about you know, doing a block string and then the ninja flying over their heads. So Captain Strike Boomer travel speed has been decreased, so it'll be easier to travel behind it. Right. Captain Sword recovery has been increased significantly, so he's in a lot more recovery than he was before, which makes it riskier to throw out. But every hit of Captain Sword in the air causes a sliding knockdown, unless until the final hit. So this is to make sure that it doesn't drop if they're too high. And even if they do, you know, he's not at a disadvantage. Captain Strike, Hyper Captain Strike, made it to where I increased the hitbox to make it to where it consistently OTGs. So let me see if I can. Yeah, his OTG consistently. Move on to Carnage, another character that didn't really get much. So now the needle fling, which is his air needle fling, of course, look forward with punch. The velocities of the needles now change depending on the strength of the button. So they used to go into this one direction right here before. Now they go into different directions. So medium version, he throws them at a 45-degree angle, I believe. And heavy version, he throws them straight forward. Let's see. Air dash got to change. He can now air dash twice, so it gives him a bit more extended mobility than before. And that's pretty much Carnage. He really didn't get much of anything. What we got next?
Chris, Chun, Cyclops, and Dante.
Alright, let's move on to Chris and Chun-Li. Chirice. Chun Dizzle. Somewhere Dungeon is smiling. So Chris is another character that really didn't get much. Just quality of life changes or some changes that kind of made him a little easier to fight. But also gave more shine to some tools that felt like they didn't work properly. So, for example, Revolver now goes through projectiles or like proper beam supers, so like high durability projectiles. So that's a change. Flamethrower also got a startup increase, and medium or heavy combination punch no longer throws the incendiary grenade if it's already out. So before we would do that, but now if the grenade is already out, he doesn't. So this pretty much erases any chance of like throwing one grenade and then throwing another grenade. That no longer exists. Alright, we're speeding through these. Chun-Li, another character that didn't really get much. So this is a bug fix right here. Kiko Ankin, the charge, you know, the charge fireball, fixed a bug where you could not super cancel. This was not super cancelable before for some reason. That has been fixed. Medium lightning legs moves much farther. This is also her assist, so this also directly buffs her assist. And her DP has been changed to a DP motion. It's not down with kick anymore. And that's pretty much Chun-Li. Next, we're going to move on to Cyclops and Dante. Cyclops, Dante. Cyclops, another character that did not get much. Optic Blast. All versions no longer cause a hard knockdown. So before, this used to cause a hard knockdown in the previous patch, but now with the addition of soft knockdown, now it causes a soft knockdown. Excuse me. So if you commit to it, you gotta spend super if you want to get any meaningful knockdown from it. Or call an assist. Optic Burst. Startup reduced from 8 frames to 6 frames, so this is much faster. Light version comes out faster, pretty much. So it's a bit more of a reliable anti-air. A little bit. So. Next, we have Breaker Kick. Same situation, no longer causes a hard knockdown. And Hyper Optic Blast, damage reduction, decreased hitbox vertically. And that's it. That's really all the important stuff you got. Dante got a shit ton of changes. I'm not going to lie. We're going to go through certain ones. We're going to keep it brief. So, we're going to go over changes on the specials. So Lucifer Barrage, frame data has been adjusted on all versions. So it's not universal. It's not universally 10 frames anymore. There's a different frame data for each version. Pandora's Box Epidemic, which is this, has been adjusted. So now, so the projectile moves faster. Has increased hit stun, and if you get to epidemic, that is not epidemic, you can cancel it with punch.
So you got pump fakes now.
Yes, he has literal fakes. So Pandora's Box Revenge, being duration increased. Drive has been nerfed. Hitbox size has been decreased. Dive kick has been increased, or the block stun has been increased on dive kick, so it's safer on block. I believe it could be go up to +2. And the damage has been increased by 25 points, so it does more damage. Rising Sun now has invincibility on frames 1 through 5. So that has invul frames. Pandora's Box Omen, damage scaling reduction. Most of the rest of these are damage scaling reduction on supers. And he has a new super, which is Devil Trigger. Increases his damage for a short time, gives him health over time. Lasts only about like 5 seconds or so. Eight seconds. Lasts about 8 seconds. So you can see if I can do this. That's not it. That's not it either. That's not it. Damn, what is it? Is it medium kick? Yes. So you can type shit. So those are all the changes Dante got. The more important ones. Next we got Demitri and Doc Ock.
Hey, did you mention about Devil Trigger be able to heal?
Yeah, I said it gives him health over time.
Oh, okay.
Next we got Demitri and Doc Ock. Beat up on Ryu and Cyclops again. So Demitri got a lot of changes to his normals, but mostly for his, we're gonna focus on mostly specials. So he has a new dive kick with down in HK, Pursuit Dive. It's literally based off Darkstalkers. He doesn't have it in Darkstalkers, but he has an attack that attacks people lying down, and that's what this move is. But it's pretty much changed into an actual dive kick. Demon Cradle. All versions have increased fall speed, so it's a lot better as a DP. He has a new move. Well, not exactly new unless you play Darkstalkers. Dashing Cradle is DP with kick. It's cancelable into Fireball on hit. It's projectile invul on dash startup, but it's full invul during DP. That spin can also be canceled by holding kick. This is a quality of life change for people who are comfortable or uncomfortable with the up input. So that's what you can do. And Midnight Bliss got nerfed. Damage got decreased, and the health gain got decreased. Still does a lot of damage, but yeah. Oh yes, and there's more. Demon Cradle is air okay now. And on the Bat Spin Super, on the Bat Blast, Demon Blast, shit. You can press heavy kick to cancel the recovery of the super, and to jump HK, which gives you a full ground bounce combo. But that's only if the opponent is in hit stun. So that's pretty much Demitri. Oh, one more thing. This super, Midnight Pleasure, it steals half a bar of super meter if you land it.
Really good changes.
So yeah, those are Dimitri's changes. Not much, but I think those changes would help him. Doc Ock got mostly a bunch of startup changes on his normals. And recovery changes. But he also got a new move, which is a wall clean. He's not Dante without Devil Trigger. He's not. He's not. So if you're near a wall, you press forward, he jumps to a wall, and you can climb all the way up to the ceiling. And you can also cancel the any air normals into the wall climb. Not sure what the implications of this are, but like, let's say someone's push blocking you, they push block your jump HP and you're near the corner, you can cancel that jump HP into the wall cling and go back in. So Light Tentacle Barrage has increased recovery on whiff, but if you land it, but you can cancel the recovery into crouch MP or anything. You can cancel the recovery into special certain normals to allow him to keep the combo going. Example. And that's pretty much Doc Ock in a nutshell. Mostly bug fixes and changes to his normals. That's really all that he got in that sense. What we got next? Electro and Gambit. Okay. All right.
Level up. Walk the path. Level up.
So Electro, same situation, didn't get too many crazy changes. Bolt Stream, the range has been shortened on the light and medium versions. But there is increased hit stop on the medium version, so he can reliably combo in the super from it. Couldn't do that before. Nice little quality of life change. Volt's Revolt, hit stun increased on light version, block stun increased on light version. So it's the light version is just overall better. Temp damage has been decreased across all versions. Medium version of block stun has been decreased. Damage decreased on supers, on beam super, and his electric arc super is fully invul until he leaves the ground, and the damage has been increased as well. That was weird. Facing the other way. But that's pretty much Electro. Gambit, the once best character in the game, at least in my opinion. Got a lot of nerfs. Gonna keep it with a beam. So kinetic card hitbox has been decreased. Trick card hitbox decreased. Cajun slash block stun has been reduced to -9 from -7. Medium cages slash and recovery has been increased. Heavy cages slash startup increased. Cajun escape is now a charge motion. So Cajun escape is charged with kick. Pretty much classic commands. And Cajun explosion damage has been decreased dramatically, but if I can do it. I'm very bad at this.
Oh shit.
You can combo after it pretty much with the right time. So really good counter call super. The damage isn't super high, but that's due to the fact that you can combo after it. If I can reliably do it, then that would be nice. But yeah, you can. Okay, we got Green Goblin and Hagar. Green Goblin's another character that didn't get much. Like, in a way of like crazy changes. So also new stage, no music right now. Just trying to figure out the music. So Might of the Goblin, which is pretty much this, no longer goes into flight mode when he's airborne. And that's it. Those are all the changes that I'm going to read off. That's not all he got, but those are the only ones I'm going to read off. Hagar, the mayor. I don't know why I backed out. Probably changed the stage. So Hagar got quite a bit. He didn't get a lot. He did get a lot, but the changes aren't a lot. So anyways, so
Just mostly quality of life, I think.
yeah, quality of life, and he got one new move. So we're gonna read off the important stuff. Violent axe, the light violent axe startup has been increased. Wild swing damage decreased on all versions. Pile driver now adds 5 points to undizzy on all versions, and the damage scaling increases once it's landed. So this is to make the command grab, while still scary, not nearly as, you know, the damage isn't nearly as contrived as it was before. New special, clean up the city. Pretty much MVCI barrels. So Hagar tosses a barrel at the opponent. It's air okay. If you hold kick, it pretty much acts as a shield. And if you let go of kick, or if you press kick again, he will throw the barrel again. So this is really good for him because it gives him a way to getting in, and it gives him increased combos and stuff like that. Nice work. Appreciate your hard work with this game. God bless. I appreciate, man. I appreciate that, bro. Good looking out. So here's an example of a combo Hagar does. So, giant Hagar press, reduced hit velocities on final hit. This means that if you land the final hit, they don't fly away from you nearly as much as they did before. They pretty much landed full screen. And rapid fire fists, remove dizzy property, but I increased the hit stop and hit stun. You've seen a bit of that already. So, that's Hagar. Nice changes, really nice changes. Some quality of life stuff that helped him. That I think is going to help him in the long run. What are your thoughts on Hagar's changes?
With Hagar's changes, I feel like it cleaned them up a lot more, you know, just with the quality of life changes, and I think cleaning up the city is also a really good tool for him to kind of try to get him better, like you said, and him actually having a projectile too. Like, just a grappler with a projectile in general is a pretty dangerous thing. He has a lot of accessibility to get in with it against the opponent and respect him a little more. Tiers wise, I'm not sure where he was last patch.
He was like he was in C tier, like next to Beast, I think.
So I'm thinking with Hagar and Sentinel, I think he's definitely gonna be around like B.
Like probably high C, low B, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. We got Hulk and Iron Fist. Hulk got quite a few changes. Iron Fist, I don't think got much at all. And you guys may have already seen one of the changes while waiting for the stream to start, but we'll get to that in a second. So his ground dash, the travel distance has been decreased to compensate for all the other changes. So his back dash doesn't go nearly as far. Forward dash, same situation. But he has a new mobility tool. He has Avalanche Leap from MVCI. If you hold forward near a wall, he pretty much just jumps off the wall, covers the entire screen. Also, his dash jump has been slightly decreased. So, will this game have TODs? No. I designed a game strictly to prevent the possibility of TODs. It might still be there. Like, there are TODs. I'm not going to say there aren't any. There most definitely probably will be still. But to come across them is going to be very hard. When was this update be released? Can't say. Can't say yet. So, alright, Hulk, what else we got? So, Gamma Charge no longer causes a hard knockdown, increased hit velocities, and increased hit stun. So, Gamma Charge doesn't cause a hard knockdown no more. It causes a soft knockdown. Anti-Air Gamma Charge now has armor. So, the reason this move didn't have armor before was because Mugen is kind of finicky with moves. With aerial moves having armor. It was kind of finicky, but I managed to figure it out, sort of. Same thing with the air gamma charges. Air gamma charges also have armor as well. Gamma Tornado adds 5 points to Undizzy on medium heavy versions. Also, the light version corner push has been increased. So, this pretty much eliminates that one Gamma Tornado Infinite that he had before. So and Gamma Crush, screen only moves with Hulk if, I mean, when the opponent is airborne. So this is important because a lot of times when we were playing, they will block the Gamma Super, the Gamma Crush, and because the screen would track Hulk, it would be very hard to discern whether he was going to land left or right. So this pretty much makes it easier to discern which way to block with this move. It makes it much easier. Iron Fist, same situation, not a lot of changes. Ground throw, sliding knockdown. Dragon's touch now causes a soft knockdown if it lands on aerial opponents. Surging Fist, same thing. If you use your sliding knockdown, it will cause a soft knockdown. The record limit has also been changed to once for Surging Fist and Crescent Heel. Surging Fist, Crescent Heel, and Dragon's Touch, the record limit has been changed to once. So if you do these in a combo, that's your only record you get. You can use these to end records, but you can't use them to start them. Well, this one you can, but you can't circle back to it. So it's like if you commit to it, that's pretty much it. So his record infrastructure has been completely reworked again, and that's really about it. Also, his level 3 has been adjusted so that way it hits consistently. Alright, next we got Ironman. Ironman and Jill.
Mr. Infinite.
You goddamn right. Ironman didn't really get that much. His ground throws now comboable in the corner, but I think that was in last patch, so Repulsor Blast damage has been damage now scales. This was doing unscaled damage before. Proton Cannon damage has been reduced, and his arc reactor overload, pretty much his invincible super, is now 6 frames, and it got a slight damage buff. So this makes it an overall better super to use as a reversal. Let's see. Like, so before, if someone jabbed it, it would be it was prone to getting jab baited, but now it's like it beats jabs. So it's just a better super all around. Jill got a few changes. So emergency dodge zombie travels much slower and doesn't last very long. It's now active only for 50 frames when it's tripped, and it's now affected by push block. So it's a lot harder to set up unblockables with it. And she has a new move, Forward MP, firing range. Shoots a pistol up to 3 times. It can be canceled by, or it can be held by holding MP. And if you press down, she can cancel it. So you can hold it anytime. So, And level 3 damage has been increased properly again because the damage was way too low before. So that's all. That's all that Joe got. Gonna breeze through these. Juggernaut and Ken.
Ken's a pretty big one from what I remember.
Yeah, you can read off the Ken. Some of the big Ken changes if you want, like his special stuff.
Yeah, it's right now.
So, I'm gonna read off Juggernauts first. Check the chat. Ooh. That's a badass reuse sprite. Thank you. I'm not taking credit for making it, but yes, thank you for complimenting the reuse sprite that I did not make, but put in the game. I like it too. It's really cool. Will Rocket Raccoon be in? No, he unfortunately does not have any good sprites. So, Juggernaut Punch, adjusted collision boxes, increased travel distance. Which means that it's a lot easier to punish him. But as a result, it's also a lot easier for him to be closer to the opponent for his combos. Jump HK now causes a wall bounce after an aerial raid. Pretty much X-Men vs Street Fighter shit, which is fitting because that's what this whole update entails. So Unstoppable Clinch universally has been the startup has been increased. Light version has been startup has been increased from 3 frames to 13 frames. Hitbox has been increased. This means that it's a lot easier for him to get pickups after this. Let's see if I remember how to do it. So, medium version, startup increased from 3 to 15. Hitbox decreased. Medium version is no longer comboable. So, he can no longer combo into medium clinch. But, Sidorat power up is also 2 lights, and that can be canceled into from the medium clinch. So, you can give up damage for like getting the Okizemi on his Unstoppable Clinch. It's for potentially bigger damage if you can open them up on the next hit. So nice little risk reward or trade-off right there. Damage buff the damage buff has been reduced from 1.5 to 1.025. So what this means is that the damage buff does less damage than it did before, but it still is a damage buff because that would be redundant if it wasn't. Juggernaut Head Crush, wall bounce has been decreased. So you can't really combo it full screen anymore, which is unfortunate. Well, at the same time, it kind of plays into his strengths as a zoner, which is funny. Juggernaut's a zoner. Who would have thought? But that's pretty much Juggernaut in a nutshell. Not a lot of changes. Mostly changed quality of life stuff and changes to his normals. And that's really about it. So, you want to read off Ken's? Because I know that's your boy.
Oh, alright.
Start from his jumping LK, like his new stuff.
So his jump like kick, his animation got changed, and it also has the same frame that is reused.
Yep.
That's the first change. And the second change is up light kick during the air. That's going to be his old light kick from the previous pad.
Forgot to change it to forward light kick, but yes, he has a new command normal. It's forward light kick.
You know, we got let me see. Sorry, his jump medium kick, his hitbox has been adjusted. Decrease active frames. Next up is light Tatsu. All of his Tatsus really got changed, but let's go with this light one first. It has increased startup to 3 to 4 frames, but it does juggle higher. Increase active frames during medium Tatsu. And now it has a 5-frame startup. And then we have heavy Tatsu, which increases his stop on the first hit. Velocities on hit increase. You want to show that real quick? As you see there, it probably is for consistency purposes. Shoryuken's active frames decrease across all versions. So we will show that off real quick. So I assume with this change is because I assume that he's been invincible for too long, and it was pretty hard to punish him. So I think that was a good way of making sure that you can't just really DP somebody every single time.
It was mostly to kind of offset, like, you know, the difference between his regular DPs and his new DPs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
next up we got his Jinrai moves. We are gonna start with pressing kick, which block stun increase from -4 to 0. That's a major bump. Now you'll be able to use pressing kick and pressure while still being neutral, but at least you're not negative. Burner combination, increase hit acceleration, so frames increase from 6 to 9. Then we got Ryus and Kyaku, increases startup heavily, hitbox reduced, and travel height decreased if you want to check that one out real quick.
there's also additional notes on the side.
Oh, yeah. And then the damage also got decreased as well. So pretty big nerf to Ryus and Kyaku. Then next up we got Quick Dash. His running move. When he runs forward, because then you kick to stop. And then this enhances all of Ken's grounded specials except for Hadouken and Zenpu Tenshi. So then next up we got Burning Snap Kick, which is the Jinrai motion. Ken sticks his foot out and pulls the opponent, -5 on block, but it is special cancel upon spin and block. So next up is going to be Jinrai Dragon's Fire, which Ken does 2 spinning roundhouse kicks, causes a wall bounce on the second hit. A pretty new move, I believe so. There's a lot more combo opportunities. Then we have Searing Dragon Lash. This move I'm pretty sure y'all will recognize from Street Fighter 6. Ken hops into the air before swinging his leg downward, not an overhead. It is plus a block, causing a slight knockdown and side switches. This is very useful in this tool. So also a really good extender and really good pressure tool. So if you're scared of Ken in Street Fighter 6, be scared of him in this one. He had Shoryuken, just like in Street Fighter 6, it is an enhanced version. So the light version falls faster, and the heavy version recovers mid-air. So with the light and heavy version, they're going to be mainly used for combo extensions. As Steve was about to show you. There we go. Close.
It's been a while, jeez.
Yeah, Ken is a very technical character in this game, in my opinion. More so, in my opinion, you want to use the heavy one in the corner, and the light one's going to be more your mill screen starter.
Hang on.
As shown there, that's the example combo. Next up is going to be his EX Tatsumaki. So, during the run enhanced version of the moves, it's basically just like Street Fighter 6's where it throws across the screen way faster. As he's about to show you all. Just like that, and you can link right after that. Let's see if we can do. There we go. Also a really good combo extender. The next up on the EX Tatsumaki, the heavy version also nullifies projectiles, so it's an anti-projectile tool. Just like that. Like I said, if you're scared of Street Fighter 6 Ken, be scared of Ken now. In this game. He's not going away. But overall, Ken got a massive overhaul in my opinion with the quick dash. And also, just like the general changes he also got with his normals as well, you know, with his hitting, like a lot of reviews, a lot of just quality of life. But overall, I think Ken is in a really sweet spot now. I think if you played Ken before in the previous build, you're gonna like him just as much, if not more, with the new tools he has.
Alright, thank you for that. That was very insightful, and it also broke it down in extreme detail. And yeah, Ken is like one of the biggest winners of this patch, I think. Like, he got a lot of really nice stuff, like, because we felt that Ken didn't really get to fully express himself as like why he was considered like the rush down style of the Shotos. We felt he couldn't properly express his uniqueness in that regard. So a lot of these changes were specifically designed to tackle and emphasize how strong of a rush down character he could be in comparison to Ryu, Ken, and Akuma. So, and I like to think that we succeeded in that. Anyways, next we got Leo and Leon. There he is. So Leo also got quite a few changes. He got changes to his specials, mostly. So light Chronos Rush, increased startup. Pretty much increased startup on all versions of his Chronos Rush. Chronos Crush no longer hits overhead. But I mean, and the startup got increased, but it now has super armor. Let me see if I can demonstrate that. I am very bad at this. There we go. Has super armor, so very hard to challenge him at that point. Still super unsafe. So Mars Slash, which is his DP with punch, it is pretty much different. It's pretty much his regular Mars Slash from Red Earth. It's a invincible special that also ground bounces, and it also hits overhead. Hits overhead, but it uses your ground bounce, so you pretty much don't, your conversions are limited at that point. Is Captain Marvel and Morgan coming at some point? Yes. All right, next. These are some big changes right here. So his Mars Slash is pretty much this regular sword swipe. when before it was magic based. Now it's tied to the blessing mechanic. Blessing mechanic is essentially kind of like what Silver Samurai was able to do in Marvel 2. He can change the elements of his sword and gain different properties from it. Leo is essentially in the same boat, except that it pretty much buffs his Mars Slash in particular. So if you press 2 lights, he gets Blessing of Zeus. Lasts for roughly 5 seconds, and Blessing of Zeus, Mars Slash does slightly more damage, hits twice, and is jump cancelable on hit or block. So you can do stuff like that. Pretty much an example. And because it's jump cancelable, you can, you know, do the jump cancel tech. Blessing of Boreas, forward into lights. So he pretty much, Mars Slash does significantly more damage, and it summons ice projectiles with high hit stun. So and Blessing of Hephaestus back into lights. Mars Slash does significantly more damage and causes a spinning knockdown, destroys projectiles, and he has super armor. So, yeah, that's pretty much what Leo got. Also, his blessing can be canceled into from Mars Slash, or it can be canceled into from Chronos Crush. So that's pretty much what Leo got. Some nice changes to make him a bit more flexible, I guess you could say. Leo or Leon, similar names. Didn't really get much. Knife slash combination. Medium and heavy versions got startup increase. They no longer destroy projectiles, but that was kind of useless anyway. Upward slash no longer causes a hard knockdown, causes a soft knockdown. Overhead slash has increased hit stun. So let me see. So he can combo after it. Can't demonstrate it here, but you can combo after it now and hit now. Full Moon Slash can now be canceled into Bazooka pickup when near the rocket. You know, so that's something you can do. Grenade throw. Grenade no longer causes a hard knockdown. Faster fall and acceleration. Bazooka. Leon now turns around to face the opponent. So if they jump over him, he turns around. Like, where are you going? Stop that. And Hyper Knife Slash combination. Reduce recovery significantly. So he can get full conversions off of it. And that's it. That's really all Leon got. Short and sweet changes. Nice quality of life stuff. That I definitely think is also going to probably benefit him in the long run. We got Mr. X and Q Bizzle. Where is their chance?
Level up. Level up.
All right, Mr. X didn't get a lot of changes. So his dash is pretty much in line with other characters' dashes. His dash it's still bad, but at least he can properly wave dash now. So it's not nearly as committal as it was before. Stand HP, increase hit stun. Stand HK, decrease startup. Jump LK, increase hit stun. Tyrant pressure, reduce recovery on the light and medium versions. decrease startup on a light version, increase active frames on a light version. So this pretty much makes his command grabs better since they start up faster. Makes them more viable for combo enders too. And Tyrant Mortar, which of course circle back with with one light, or of course circle back with kick, is now air okay, which is kind of bonkers. It's gonna be real, considering the first hit of this hits overhead. It's kind of bonkers. So you can potentially set up for hard to block with this. Let me see something. It's got a messed up idea.
Yeah, I'd say maybe corner only.
I don't think it's corner only. Actually, it might be corner only, yeah. That's broken. QB. Didn't get too many changes. Mostly quality of life stuff. Reduced damage on light and medium catch and release, so it does less damage. And let's see, medium version, yeah, less damage. Pollen Bomber, which is the dive kick, now causes a crumple on grounded opponents, but the block zone has been decreased and it goes into a state of landing recovery on whiff. Can be canceled, can now cancel into float during grounded version. So on the grounded version, she can on the way to the wall, she can cancel on the float. Which is going to be really good. And Queen Jelly, Air Guard Velocity's fixed, and that's really about it. That's all she got. That's all she wrote. Alright, we're going to move on to Regina. Where is she? There she is. Regina and who?
Ruby Heart.
Ruby Heart. Also didn't get a lot of changes. Neither of these characters really got some big changes. Or like some crazy changes. They're gonna be big changes, but nothing too crazy. So, hand grenade no longer causes a hard knockdown. That is not the hand grenade. That's not the hand grenade. There it is. Fossil burns no longer cause a hard knockdown, which is the flamethrower. Electric knife increased hit stop on airborne opponents, adds 2 points to Undizzy. So this is pretty important change because this move was kind of useless before on aerial opponents. And rocket launcher chip damage has been decreased. And that's it for Regina. That's all she got. Ruby Heart, same situation. Mostly frame data changes on her normals. Sublimation startup frames have been increased to 22 from 12 frames. So it's much, much, much slower than it was before. Incredibly slow.
Yeah, that move was insane before. Still really useful though.
Schwarzale, increased damage or increased hit stun on all versions. Hitbox increased on down versions. So the down version got a nice quality of life change. It's got increased hit stun or hitbox increase, so it's a lot easier to convert from. So she could theoretically yeah, she gets meterless or some really nice ground bounce less super junker versions. So she gets new routes now, pretty much. And Melee Phantomus, which is the Phantoms, can no longer spawn more than one chest until all Phantoms disappear. So that's not it. Also, that was weird. So once all the Phantoms disappear, is when you can throw another hyper chest down. Could not do that before. Okay, that is all for Regina and Ruby Heart. Okay, Ryu. I'm gonna try to maintain my biasness on this one, and not read every single change that this dude got.
Yeah.
So, Ryu is obviously one of the most changed characters in the entirety of MVCX because, for one, he's my favorite character, and two, he's just gotten the most changes out of any character in the game. Like, the most. I'm looking at his change list, and he got so many changes, man. He got a lot. So, we're just going to keep it brief and go over all of his specials and whatnot. So Hadouken removed arm hurt box on all versions except for beam version. So this is so that way he doesn't trade with projectiles nearly as much. Sen Hadouken, which is the beam version, increased recovery, no longer causes a hard knockdown. So he's a lot more punishable on hit. But becomes a lot easier for him to snipe people with it. Alright, Shoryuken. Active range decreased on all versions. Same as Ken's. Light version horizontal hit velocities have been decreased. So this means that mid-screen you cannot combo that into up super anymore. Can do it in the corner, just not mid-screen. Decrease hit stop on the light or increase hit stop on light version. So what this means is that you can reliably do light DP into level 3. Couldn't do that before. Can't do it in the Tatsu. Only level 3. So Tatsumaki can be cancelled into Shoryuken. Can no longer be cancelled into Donkey Kick. So this gives them a bit more variety in combo routes, I guess. What else he got? Light Tatsu, increase hit stun, increase hit acceleration, as 2.7 dizzy. So what this means is that increase hit acceleration, so they fall faster in the air. But because it has increased hit stun, he can combo after it in the corner pretty effortlessly. Even mid-screen, I think you can combo after it. Yeah, you can. Timing is weird. Medium Tatsu got a damage decrease. Heavy Tatsu also a damage decrease, but it got increased hit acceleration and it no longer causes a hard knockdown. So Heavy Tatsu used to cause a hard knockdown before, it doesn't do that anymore. But you can, let me see, lowered vertical travel distance no longer adds to Undizzy. So because you can't really get any crazy solo conversions after this, it doesn't really add to Undizzy anymore. It's very, very difficult to do so. So, but you do stuff like this. One second.
Wait till the next few changes. He's about to show you all freaking crazy.
All right. Hashigeki, all active frames increase from 3 to 6 on all versions. All versions clash with projectiles. This was not something that happened before. Pretty much in line with Street Fighter 6. Light version block stun increase from -4 to -3. Hit stun increase from -1 to +2. Medium Hashigeki block stun decreased from +2 to -6. Increased pushback on block. Medium or heavy Hashigeki block stun decreased from +7 to +2. Shinkai Ken decreased block stun, damage decreased. Which means it's a lot easier to punish him. Shinku Tatsumaki decreased damage. Shin Shoryuken is now cancelable from all versions of DP. Damage has been decreased with increased recovery on whiff. So, and we got the new stuff. Ryu has Denjin Charge. Based off of Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 5, whatever you want to call it. Ryu powers up, electrifies himself, powering his Fireball, Hashogeki, and Shoryuken. Denjin Hadoken. Denjin Hashogeki. Pretty much damage increased on all versions. And he has Denjin Shoryuken. His DP essentially gains the same properties as Ken's, except that it also gets a crazy damage increase too. Heavy DP, he can do that. So it can also cancel into Denjin from Donkey Kick. And he can do stuff like this. And that's pretty much Ryu. Oh yeah, he got another thing. His air Tatsu, his air medium Tatsu has been sped up. His air medium and light Tatsu, they've been sped up. They're about 7 frame startup, which means he can
that VCI shit right there.
Yep, he's got Tatsu loops. So, yes, as you can see, I was very biased when designing this character. And that's all Ryu got. You got a lot of changes, but I had to make sure I wasn't just give him everything, you know. So I think he's gonna be in a good spot. I think Ryu is we'll get into that later. So Sentinel got a lot of changes, mostly to normals, but he also got some stuff, some nerfs, quite a few nerfs too. Rocket Punch no longer does unscaled damage. Damage is perfectly scaled. Light Rocket Punch increase hit stun, decrease hit velocities, and increase hit stops. So this means it pops them up higher. That was not possible before. Air Medium Rocket Punch no longer forces a falling state for opponents. It was a bug fix. Let's see. And mostly hurt box fixes on his hit states, because his hit states were weird. Mostly bug fixes and hitbox and hurt box adjustments and startup adjustments on his normals. And his crouch and stand HP got buffed, increased hit stop, and they can reliably chain into each other. It was a bug where you couldn't do that before, so nice quality of life stuff. Spiderman, Spiderman, and
Venom.
Oh, how fitting.
It's...
Or he's just fucking with you. Oops. Yeah, literally Spider-Man Venom. Okay. And then Wolverine and X are the last two. And that'll cover all the balance changes. Haven't seen this stage. Spider-Man got a lot of changes as well, almost as much as Ryu, mostly to his normals and whatnot. Wet Ball, all versions add to Undizzy, no longer does unscaled damage. Heavy Wet Ball in particular, air version of Heavy Wet Ball startup has been increased. The opponent is stuck in the capture state a lot longer. So Spider-Man moves further backwards during the air heavy Wet Ball, and it adds 8 points to Undizzy. So the opponent is in there for much longer. Alright, Spider Sting, all versions travel higher, horizontal distance decreased. So Spider Sting doesn't travel nearly as far, but it travels much higher. Light Spider Sting, increased hit stop, velocities have been lowered, which means they float a bit higher. Web Throw, velocities adjusted, adds 5 points to Undizzy, damage decrease, and combo scaling increase, causes a hard knockdown. So what this means is that Spider-Man can now reliably combo after Web Throw mid-screen. He couldn't do that before. Alright. And light web swing, block stun decrease from -6 to +2. Increase hit stop, which means it's a lot easier to combo it, I guess. Medium web swing, block stun decreased to -8 from +2. Same thing. Heavy web swing, block stun decreased to -10 from -1. Increase hit stop, decrease velocities. So essentially, they fly a little bit farther, but not nearly as far as they did before. If that makes any sense. Color Assault distance travel has been decreased, so he doesn't move him nearly as far full screen anymore. His stop has also been decreased. Maximum Spider decreased damage on the final hit. No, wait, no. I read that wrong. The damage has been increased on the final hit, so this got a damage buff. And Ultimate Whip Throw, increased startup, no longer an anti-air command grab, but it's a comboable hit grab, but the damage has been decreased. So Ultimate Whip Throw is actually useful now. This essentially opens up more opportunities for DHC synergy, but you're going to have to end your combos a lot more differently. Fuck. Let's see.
We'll mess you up, Venom Web. Die. Get ready. Maximum Spider.
So this pretty much opens up his DHC synergy with pretty much like 99% of the guys right now. So that's Spider-Man. Venom got a lot of changes. Venom Fang has been completely reworked. Light version stays on the ground. Startup has been increased from 9 frames to 15 frames, but it moves directly forward. So it's a bit better as a pressure tool. Block stun has been decreased from +1 to -6, so it's not nearly as good as it was before on block, unless you have an assist behind you. Medium Venom Fang increased from 12 frames to 18 frames, increased number of hits, so it's a lot. It hits more times, obviously, but block hit stun increased, block stun increased from -5 to -3, so it's a lot better on block than the light version. And heavy Venom Fang startup increased from 5 frames to 12 frames. Light versions, wait, no, that's the air Venom Fang. 15 frames to 21 frames. Increased number of hits, hits stun increase. Block stun increased from -8 to +2. So heavy Venom Fang is super plus on block. It's a +2 on block. Perfectly sets up for strike throw mix. And yeah. Air Venom Fang startup increased from 5 frames to 12 frames. Light version travels downward. And hit stun increased on all versions. Increased number of active frames. Block stun increased. Web throw, velocities adjusted, damage decreased, combo scaling increased. Yeah. So it's a lot better to use combo wise in a clean. Venom Trap forward hitbox decreased. So you don't have to worry about, you know, getting caught by it too much. So if you want to destroy it, you have a much easier time doing so. So Venom Web damage decreased slightly, now hits OTG, didn't hit OTG before.
We'll mess you up, Venom Web.
Death Bite damage decreased. Juggle velocities have been increased. So this means that it's a lot easier for them to stay inside the super to get max damage. Venom Bash damage decreased. So level 3 got a damage nerf.
You're not so tough. You're going down. Time to die.
And that's pretty much Venom. That's all Venom got. Last two characters are Wolverine and Eggs.
And eggs.
Wolverine, same scenario, didn't get much. Mostly some changes to make him a bit easier to fight. So Berserker Slash, vertical hitbox decreased, startup increased on all versions. So Berserker Slash has been completely reworked. Also no longer cause a hard knockdown. And yeah, that's pretty much all that it is. Light version stays in front. Medium version crosses up. Heavy version goes the farthest and crosses up, or can cross up. And Berserker Charge gives Wolverine a lower jump arc once activated. His jump arc is much lower. So it's not nearly as high as it was before, but it pretty much gives him, you know, a little bit better, like, since his jump arc is so low, it gives him, like, you know, essentially the same arc as his short hop, but just regular. And that's Logan. That's pretty much all Logan got. X really didn't get that much. Didn't need that many changes.
Everybody has something to fight for.
Yes, they do. Buster Shot, damage no longer unscaled. Sonic Slicer, damage no longer unscaled. Hit stun increased. Block stun increased from -5 to -3. And that's it. That's all X got. So, damage no longer unscaled on Sonic Slicer. Damage no longer unscaled on Buster Shot. So, yep, that's pretty much all of the balance changes in MVCX. All the important ones per character. The balance changes will be posted with the full build of the game when the build drops. So the build will drop this weekend. I don't have a specific date in mind. But it will definitely be dropped sometime at this weekend. Friday through Sunday. It will drop this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be letting you guys know essentially when the update will drop. The day of, if not the day before. Does the game have variable cross? Will the game have variable cross in the future? No. Because there's already the game is already bloated with mechanics as it is, so I'd rather not add more on top of it. Wolverine's going to be power incarnate. Wolverine's really good in this game. He's really good. Just not nearly as difficult to fight as he was in the early testing phases, and from when y'all guys got your hands on him. So yeah, that's pretty much what the new update will entail. No variable cross. No, I'm sorry. No variable cross. The game is already bloated with mechanics. It's already got a lot of mechanics in the game. I really don't have much reason to add variable cross. It's not that kind of game. You know, it's already got active switch, crossover attack, snapback, you know, alpha counters, crossover counters, DACs. Like, it's already got a lot. And I don't want to have to add more on than it needs to be. You know? So, yeah, unfortunately, no variable cross. I'm sorry. And I wasn't going to show this initially. But I think I'm going to show them.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna show him.
Good thing there's 20 people know. And by the way, thank you everybody for watching through the entirety of the patch notes. You know, I really do feel like it's a good balanced overhaul to the game. And the main focus was, you know, X-Men versus Street Fighter, so that's probably why you've seen a lot more changes with the Street Fighter characters, and then the addition of Bison and Magneto. So hopefully you guys really enjoy this patch too.
One second. All right. Minimize that. Actually, okay, that's all well and good. I'm gonna hide this from y'all for a second. One second. Yep. So Dormammu's coming to the game.
Very excited for Dormammu.
It's not done yet. Not done yet, but Dormammu's in development right now. So started on him like yesterday or a day or two ago, and progress has been going smoothly for the most part on him. So pretty much the story behind why I chose Dormammu for development was because of the fact that I have been demotivated on working on NDCX, and I needed a character that could kind of help me get back on the horse in terms of working on the game again. And Dormammu was a character I was really excited to work on for a long time, so I figured, why not? I'll just work on Dorm, you know, and just get excited on working on NDCX again. So, not done yet. He's only got one super, and all of his specials are pretty much in, but they're not, you know, tuned up just yet. 1 second, gotta grab my charger. Alright, let's showcase a little bit of Dormammu. So, Dormammu's mostly going to be taking inspiration from like Marvel Infinite, because that's actually my favorite version of him. But he was really good in Marvel Infinite, so I gotta try to balance out like how good he actually would be. So, Skullver is normals really fast. Stand light punch, stand medium punch, stand heavy punch is flame carpet. Stand light kick, stand medium kick, stand heavy kick. He has a command normal for the HK. It's dark matter, wall bounces. Crouch LP, crouch medium punch, crouch heavy punch, launcher, crouch light kick can be done twice on hit or on block. Crouch medium kick, and then crouch heavy kick. Jump LP, jump MP, jump HP, jump LK, jump MK, jump HK. Those are all his normals. This is his throw. And this is his air throw. So, specials, he has Dark Hole. Now, after medium or light Dark Hole, he automatically builds a spell. Medium, he builds creation. Light, he builds destruction. And then if you do the heavy version, he automatically is forced to do liberation. So, Core Circle Back with light is power of destruction. Core Circle Back with medium punch is power of creation. And Core Circle Back with heavy punch is liberation, which pretty much commands all these spells. So one liberation is a small explosion, or like one destruction is small explosion. Two reds is a bigger explosion that causes a wall bounce. And all three, you know, Metro Boom and Make It Boom. One blue summons one spike. Two blue summons three spikes. And three blue summons the Rose Garden.
The best move ever.
But you can also mix and match the two. One red, one blue summons meteors. Two red, one blue summons volcano type thing. It's pretty loud, but still figuring out the sound mixing. And one red, two blue summons a bunch of meteors. So Core Circle 4 with kick is liberation, or no, purification. It's a lot of Asians. So it's pretty much his premier anti-air. You know, he also has flight. And yeah, that's pretty much Dormammu, right? And oh yeah, he has teleports. DP with kick. Light version goes up and directly in front of him. Medium version goes up and directly above him. Heavy version goes up and directly behind him. So, yeah, that's Dormammu. I'm gonna try to do some combos real fast. Let me see. been a couple hours. Just give me a minute. Gotta warm back up. Almost had something. Oh my god, he went past them. This is not easy to do.
Share what does.
It's really fun though. Did a little bit of
There we
damage.
go.
Why is he so fun? I don't know.
And if you like kick counts, you know, this is definitely your character.
Oh, fudge. So yeah, that's Dormammu in a nutshell. Not done yet, but he's gonna feel familiar to those who have played him in both Marvel 3 and Marvel Infinite. So not done yet, but a lot of fun so far. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun so far, and I can't wait to see you guys get your hands on them. Anyways, that'll be it for the showcase. Me and Blue Puma will actually be on, if you still want to, that is.
Yeah, I'll probably be on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, so we were gonna have a nice little mini talk session where we could just shoot the breeze about stuff that's in the game and our thoughts on it and stuff like that, like a kind of like a live podcast kind of thing. So but anyways, thanks for showing up, everybody who did. I'm going to restart the stream and I'm going to turn it into Marvel vs. Podcast, I guess, and just talk about stuff in MVCX or just in Mugen in general. So thank you guys for showing up. We just be on the lookout for when the build drops this weekend, and that's really all I gotta say about the X-Men vs. Street Fighter update. The trailer got close to 10K views, which is like, for such a small trailer, for it to get that many views is insane to me. Like, the amount of support y'all have been showing me, even when I'm away and not working on the game, it's astounding. It really reminds me of part of why I do this. Like, it reminds me that I'm doing this for people who love the series just as much as I do, and just want to have a kick-ass Marvel game to play, and it means a lot. Like, it really means a lot to me, man. So, but yeah, like, just thanks for playing. That's all I can say, man. Just thanks for playing. It means a lot that you guys even give a shit, you know? So, but we're going to restart the stream. We're going to get this live podcasting, whatever you want to call it. We're just this live sit down started. And I will see you guys momentarily. BRB.